When life gets heavy, most people don't leave loudly. They just stop showing up. No warning, no explanation, no goodbye. One day you're laughing together. The next day your phone is silent, and you're left wondering what you did wrong. Here's the truth nobody prepares you for. When life gets heavy, most people don't leave loudly. They disappear. And that's when you learn a brutal lesson. Your circle doesn't need to be a stadium. It needs to be a fortress. Because when everything falls apart, applause won't save you, only loyalty will. 10 shallow connections will abandon you faster than shadows when the sun goes down. But one real friend? That person becomes your anchor when the storm tries to drag you under. Listen to this carefully. Most people are tourists in your life. They visit when the weather is perfect, when your highlight reel is shining, when being around you costs them nothing. The moment your world tilts sideways, the moment you need them most, their phones go silent. Excuses multiply. Availability disappears. But that one friend doesn't just show up for your victories. They show up for your breakdowns. When anxiety has you frozen at 3 in the morning, they answer the phone. When failure knocks you flat, they help you stand. When everyone else sees your mess and walks away, they roll up their sleeves and help you clean it up. They don't need you to explain. They don't need you to be impressive. They don't need you to be okay. They just show up. Quality over quantity isn't a saying. It's a survival strategy. One loyal friend is worth more than 100 fair-weather acquaintances. One person who sees your worst and chooses to stay is more valuable than an army of people who only know your best. The world will try to convince you that popularity equals success, that more followers means more friends, that being surrounded by people means you're never alone. All lies. Some of the loneliest people in the world have the biggest crowds around them. Real friendship isn't about numbers. It's about depth. It's about someone who knows your story, not just your status updates. Someone who remembers your dreams when you forget them. Someone who calls out your excuses while still believing in your potential. They don't enable your weakness. They strengthen your backbone. They don't tell you what you want to hear. They tell you what you need to know. When you're running from your problems, they help you turn around and face them. When you're doubting yourself, they remind you who you really are. Find the person who doesn't need you to be perfect to love you, who doesn't need you to have it all together to respect you, who sees through your masks and still chooses your company. That's not just friendship. That's family you choose for yourself. Stop collecting people like trophies. Stop measuring your worth by how many people know your name. Start investing in the one person who will remember your name when everyone else forgets it. The person who will fight for your reputation when you're not in the room. The person who celebrates your wins like they're their own. Some of you already know exactly who this person is. They've been there through your darkest chapters, your biggest mistakes, your most embarrassing moments, and they stayed. Not because it was easy, not because it benefited them, because they're loyal, and loyalty like that doesn't come twice. Others of you don't have this person yet. You're surrounded by people, but you feel alone. You have conversations, but no connection. You have numbers, but no one you trust when things fall apart. 1,000 connections mean nothing if none of them are real. That's not failure, that's awareness. And awareness is the first step toward finding what you actually need. That one true friend might not be the loudest person in your life. They might not be the most popular or the most exciting. They might be quiet, steady, consistent. They might be the person you can sit in silence with and feel completely understood. The person who makes your chaos feel manageable just by existing. Don't take this person for granted. Don't assume they'll always be there just because they always have been. Real friendship requires maintenance. It requires gratitude. It requires you showing up for them the same way they show up for you. In a world full of temporary connections and disposable relationships, finding someone who stays is rare. Someone who doesn't just tolerate your flaws, but understands them. Someone who doesn't just accept your journey, but becomes part of it. That one friend who stays when life gets heavy, who doesn't disappear when you're not entertaining, who chooses you again and again. They're not just rare, they're everything. You already know who this person is. Don't scroll past this. Don't save it for later. Message them, call them, tag them. Let them know they matter. Let them know they're seen. Because people who stay when the lights go out don't stay forever if you forget to protect them. And loyalty like that is worth protecting with everything you have.